Good morning, students. So in this video we are going to see about testing of tractors. So the importance, first we will see about the importance of testing of tractors. So agricultural machines are mostly being manufactured by the small scale manufacturers except established manufacturers of tractors. Testing of agricultural machineries includes tractor is the only solution to make the manufacturers clear about the performance and durability of the equipments. So testing is defined as the analysis of behavior of machine when compared with the standard code or norms under ideal and repeated conditions. On the other hand, evaluation involves measurement of performance under actual field condition. Testing deals with measurement, variation and computation of various indices as per norms prescribed by the authorized institution. Testing of farm machineries with a standard set out procedure has a major role in the judicious selections. Testing provided an important mean not only for the making an appraisal of an equipment but also for inbuilding the requisite level of quality by exercising proper checks during production. So importance of testing. Testing of a machine means systematic determination of functional performance, structural strength, durability, power requirement, and capacity by running the test under a wide range of conditions in the laboratory and field. Testing is usually for all the stakeholders like manufacturers, consumer or farmers, exporters, export inspection agencies as well. So now let's see a few of the points how the testing of tractor is important. So testing is important in export inspection authorities. So in export inspection authorities, testing is important for elimination of need for exhaustive inspection of consignment reported for the country, saving expenditure, time and labor. Next, why manufacturers sorry so how testing is important for manufacturers. There are few points like streamlining of production process and introduction of quality control system, independent audit of quality control system by BIS, uh, reaping of production economies occurring from standardization, better image of product in the market both internal and overseas, winning of wholesalers, retails and stockist, consumer confidence and goodwill. Financial indices offered by the Industrial Development Bank of India and Nationalized Bank to know where his machine stands in comparison with similar types of machines in the market and he can improve his product. Next is it enables him to add more information to the technical literature related to the machine. Next, how testing is important for consumers. There are few points like help in choosing a standard product, free replacement of standard market product in case of their being found to be of standard quality, protection from exploitation and deception, assurance of safety against hazard to life and property, the knowledge of the comparative performance of similar type of machinery will help the user to choose an appropriate machine to his requirement at the lowest cost. Next, how testing is important for organized purchasers. So for organized purchasers, testing is used for convenient basis for concluding contracts, elimination of the need for inspection and testing of good purchased, saving time, labor and money, free replacement of product with standard mark found to be substandard. So next we can see about how testing is important for exporters. Like exemption for pre-shipping inspection wherever admissible, convenient basis for concluding export contracts. So next we can see about major testing and evaluation centers in India for agriculture implements. There are several institutions in India, like Central Farm Machinery Training and Testing Institute in Madhya Pradesh, North Region Farm Machinery Training and Testing Institute in Haryana, Southern Region Farm Machinery Training and Testing Institute in Andhra Pradesh, Eastern Region Farm Machinery Training and Testing Institute in Assam. Next is BIS Center for Tractor, Power Tiller, Diesel Engine, Electric Motor, Irrigation Pumps, ICAR Institutes, Agriculture University, Center for Technology Research Laboratory, Mysore, Karnataka. So these are some of the major institutions for testing of agricultural implements. Next we will see about the procedure for testing. There are several steps for the testing. First, BIS has published standards on machines for the machines used in the country. Mostly testing of the particular machine is undertaken as per relevant classes of the code. In case the standard has not been published for the machine, code and procedure is developed by the testing center and same used for testing purpose. This testing procedure help in formulation of test codes by BIS. The complete testing of the machine involves checking of specification, development of test facilities and instrumentation, conduct actual test, analysis of data, presentation of data and report writing, product certification, mark scheme. So let's see one by one. First let's see about the checking of specifications. Generally the test code include few important specifications of the machine. Those are mandatory to meet and specific requirement. Few specifications has to be specified by the manufacturers and the testing center has to verify such dimensions within the tolerance limit. Second is development of facilities and instrumentation. The test code gives a guideline for developing of test setup, record for carrying out a specific test in the machine, equipment or component. The testing center has to develop a setup which should meet the requirements specified in the test procedure of the test center. As far as possible, the high quality instrumentation should be included in the test setups. Next is conduct actual test. The actual test should be carried out on the machine as per the test procedure specified and the data recorded in the given blank tables. Analysis of data. The data obtained during testing is analyzed for presentation in the record format. Use of a computer should be encouraged. Presentations of data and the report writing. The report should include the sections of the classes, those comply with the standard and those do not conform to the standards. Next is a product certification marks scheme. The Bureau operates a certification marks scheme under the Bureau of India Act 1986 and the rules and regulations framed thereunder. The Bureau's standard mark ISI on an article certifies that the article complies with the requirements specified in the relevant Indian standard and also guarantees that the manufacturers operated a quality control system in his production which is monitored in terms of regular inspection and checks in such a form as to give assurance that the article will comply with the requirement of the relevant Indian standard. The certifications marks schemes also provide an inbuilt mechanism for ensuring the quality of the product right from the raw material stage to the finished product. The BIS certification marks scheme is operated on voluntary basis. Tractor test eligible for OECD approval. Compulsory test. Approval shall require checking as follows. Main PTO and 5 extra points for calculating fuel conversion characteristics, hydraulic power and lifting force, rubber power and fuel consumption. Tractor without a main power takeoff or with one that cannot transmit the full engine power can be tested at the engine flywheel or by drawbar test. The testing station is arranged with the manufacturer shall make the choice between the two methods. The tractor without a lifting system or without an hydraulics service coupling remains eligible under the code. However, the design of these tractors shall be specified in the test report. Optional testing may be performed and reported in any combination provided they are requested simultaneously with the compulsory test. Optional test. Approval of any optional test shall require checking as follows: engine test, additional power takeoff ratio, reagent consumption during power takeoff and drawbar power testing, hydraulic power optional test, performance at the belt or the belt pulley shaft, performance in a hot atmosphere, low temperature starting temperature test. Additional drawbar test, 10-hour test, axial power determination, turning area and turning circle, center of gravity, braking, external noise level, waterproofing test. Repeat of any of the compulsory or optional test at different settings. Approval shall require checking as follows: eligibility for the same category, compliance with test conditions under the code, clear specification of difference from original test, and compliance with specimen test report result. Bureau of Indian Standard for Tractors, Tractor Test. The brief outline of various types of tests provided by the Center for Machinery Testing and Training Institute are as under. Tractor testing is carried out in accordance with the Indian Standard Institution as amended from time to time. The tractor is subjected to following test and evaluation. Laboratory test includes checking of specifications, PTO performance test, belt pulley test, drawbar performance test, power lift and hydraulic performance test, brake test, air cleaner oil pull over test, noise measurement, mechanical vibration measurement, location of center of gravity, turning ability, visibility. Field test. For initial commercial test, that is ICT, for 35 horsepower and for batch test of 35 horsepower of field test with the following implements: plow or rotavator, 20 hours for ICT and 20 hours for batch test, puddling test of 10 hours, duration under actual field condition, followed by waterproof test of 5 hours, and for ICT and batch test is applicable. Haulage test. This is done with 2x4 wheel trailing and the gross load recommended by the manufacturer. Components and assembly inspection is done to assess the wear, breakdown, etc. Next we will see about the power tiller test. Performance evaluation of power tiller is conducted in accordance with the Indian Standard IS as amended from time to time. The power tiller is put into the following test and evaluation: laboratory test such as specification checking, engine performance test, rotary shaft performance test, drawbar performance test, parking brake test, noise measurement, air cleaner oil pull over test, mechanical vibration measurement, turning ability test, chemical composition test, and wear characteristic test of rotavator blades. Field test includes for initial commercial test and batch test of 35 hours of field test with the following implements: MB plow, dry land, dry rotavator, pulling under an actual field condition. Hauling test, components and assembly inspection is done to assess the wear, breakdown, etc. Quality test. The organizational structure, responsibilities, procedures, processes and resources used to implement quality policies and objectives are collectively referred to as quality system. To cope with the growing changes of competitiveness, ISO 9000 series of standard has been formulated by ISO to provide for quality management system. India has adopted ISO 9000 series of standard as ISO or bar IS 9000 series of standard. This standard provides not only guidance and criteria for formal control of products and services by the company, but also gives an assurance to the purchasers and the set of stated requirements. So let's see about the ISOs. ISOs 9000 series of standard are generic in nature and applicable to the wide arena of business activity covering all the four main leads: hardware, software, processed material and services. ISO 9001 is applicable to those manufacturers who have designed, developed and production facilities. ISO 9002 is applicable for those manufacturers who have only production in facilities. ISO 9003 is suitable only for the trade houses. Quality should not be defined in comparative terms as poor, fair, good or excellent. Quality is an absolute entity and viewed from point of customers. Quality is the goal of each and every business. So the objective definition of quality are fitness for use, fitness for purpose, conformance to requirement, conformance to specification, customer satisfaction, product satisfaction, product designed and made to work properly, worth for money. So these are the testings of tractor and power tiller. Thank you.